This is a chemical. It is not fixing anything. And just like alcohol, okay, like some people love alcohol. For some people, it's very relaxing, right? Some people hate it and it's terrible and it makes them sick. So just like any other chemical substance with unpredictably psychoactive effects, it may be adaptive for a given period of time. But we know through the alcohol analogy that there's no free lunch, right? So even if it's adaptive in the short term, your body adapts, habituates, you become potentially dependent, although that's a more complex conversation, what drives that dependency. But the long term is known to us, like the long term picture of like chronic use of alcohol for, let's say, social anxiety doesn't look pretty if you want to just stop drinking 15 years down the line after you've been drinking every day, right? So, but we've been told to think of psych meds differently. And what I'm trying to say is we shouldn't be, right? Because they are just chemicals having chemical effects that your body is adapting to. So obviously that chemical effect is not going to endure, right? Like it's not going to last. And then there's going to be a cost. So one of the major pieces of informed consent I would like to see foregrounded for people is it may be nearly physically impossible for you to come off of this medication after several years of use. Jesus. Are you cool with that? Right? Like, are you okay
nearly
with that?
Physically impossible.
And all you have to do is Google like antidepressant withdrawal or benzodiazepine withdrawal, right? Because we're keeping people on these meds long term because, of course, we're not fixing the root cause of the problem, right? It's like if you have glass in your foot, we're not taking the glass out. We're just like putting a Band-Aid on it, giving you a Tylenol and being like, okay, get out of here. So we're not fixing the problem, so to speak. So we're masking it. And there's going to be, sort of, it's like a whack-a-mole. Like it's just going to keep manifesting in other ways. So people are kept on these meds long term, and then coming off them I've come to the conclusion that they're more habit forming than any chemicals on the planet. Crack, OxyContin, nothing. They do not hold a candle to how hard it can be to come off of psych meds.
Jesus Christ.